Hello guys, welcome back. So this is video number 2 of the home buyer series. If I'm sure you can tell probably in the background, I am driving while I'm recording this because I didn't plan my time well today. And so more about that on my other channel, Incompletely Completed, if you want to check that out. But so here we're going to talk about upfront expenses on your home purchase. And so there's 3 that you can expect to pay before you get to the closing table. The rest of it, your lender should be able to inform you as you get closer. The first one up front is going to be your earnest money. Earnest money is simply good faith money. It comes back to you as a credit at the closing table, generally somewhere between 1% and 3%. I don't really sell inside the city of Chicago. However, I've heard in the city of Chicago, it is not uncommon to do 10%. And that is going to vary probably a little bit by, all the circumstances involved. If it's a really, really common price point in that area, if there's multiple offers, how bad you really want the home, things like that. But the more earnest money you offer up, the more skin you have in the game. And so it's definitely a benefit. However, it's still your money. And so it counts toward your end of the closing expenses at the closing table. It'll be credited back to you. And you usually have about 24 to 48 hours after your offer is accepted and you're officially under contract to get that to the seller's brokerage. Again, your agent will totally help you figure all of those details out, but just to let you know, 1% to 3% on average upfront that you can expect to put down for earnest money when you submit an offer. Or when the offer is accepted. But when you write the offer, you should know that that's exactly what's going to be coming within the next 2 days if your offer is accepted. The next upfront cost comes in the first couple of days of being under contract. Once you are officially under contract, you have 5 business days, which I believe the contract says 8 to 6, Monday through Friday is considered a business day. So 5 business days of attorney review period where you can do any inspection that you want. You can do a mold inspection, you can do a termite inspection, you can have literally any inspection that you want on that purchase that you're making. At the very least, most people do a general inspection. Usually that's enough. Usually if there's something else to be concerned about, your inspector will be able to let you know that you might want to consider something else. But for the most part, that's enough. If there's a basement, more often than not, you do a radon inspection. We will talk a little bit more about what radon is and why you would check for it in another video. But just know that a general inspection somewhere between $300 and $550 depending on your inspector and the size of the home. And then radon is, my inspector adds $150. I think sometimes they can go as high as $250 if you're using somebody who doesn't do both and you have to call a separate inspector out to check for radon. The third upfront expense is the appraisal. That generally will come from your lender. Your lender does not get to pick the appraiser. The appraiser is imagine a random bucket, like a raffle of appraisers. One is randomly picked out, sent to appraise your home, just to make sure everything's fair and in your favor versus in anybody else's favor. And that is usually, again, somewhere between, I think it's usually about $350. Give or take a little bit. So you can ask your lender about that cost for sure, because the lender's usually the one that'll call you to collect the money on that, but that is paid before closing. All your other expenses are generally paid at the closing table as a debit. And so any questions, please feel free to comment below. There is that worksheet that I talked about in the last video. If you would like that, just send me an email. That'll be in the notes down below. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.